The number of graphics and the type of graphics you can add using Canva is practically limitless. For this project, I just want to add on a very simple frame. But you also see I can add on frames to images themselves. Let me show you what I mean by that. I'm going to go over here to Elements on the left-hand side. And then all I'm going to do is now just type out, let's just say border. I do that. And then you can see I get a ton of borders here. Now, before I go even deeper into this, I might want to filter. So I click on my little filter option there, and all I want is to have vertical oriented borders. And then I'm going to go ahead and click away. And then you'll see I have all kinds of different options set up by different categories. I have my graphics, I have my different frames, which we're going to get to in a little bit, photo frames, video frames, etc. Let's go ahead and just go to this little simple one. I'm going to click on See All under graphics. And then just like that, maybe I'm just going to use this little sort of rough edged one. I click on that, and now very simply all I need to do is highlight it and then click and drag and make it whatever size I like. I'm just going to go ahead and maybe move this around and then move this down a little bit. Okay, wonderful. Now, just like how we saw with a lot of other options, when you click on it, we're going to get all these other additional options available to me. So what color do I want? I click on that, and you know what? Let's go ahead and just make it so it's going to be this color. And you will see that they are showing me the colors that I have in the photo to allow it to match. Do you see that? So I also have this blue because it's coming from the sky. I may want to match that too. So it's very smart. You'll also see that if I want to choose my own color, I have all kinds of different colors to choose from. If you know the hex value of it, you can do that as well. And you can also use this color picker by clicking on the eyedropper and then clicking on the shape. And now, bam, just like that, it's now grabbed the color from the hard hat. And I'm really, really liking this. Let's go ahead and click back on this again. And you'll see, just like I had with my images, I have the ability to edit this. And when I click on that, you'll see that I have additional options that may be helpful for me. In this case, I'm pretty happy with it. But in the future, even graphics can be edited just like how we can work with images. Fantastic. Pretty cool. Now let's go ahead and go over to my page 2. And what I'd like to do in this case is I'm going to work with a frame around this because I'd like to have this maybe in a circle, for example. So I'm just going to go ahead and just type out circle frame. And now this is going to pop up. And then you're going to see I have a lot of options available here for me. But really, I don't want this graphic. I want a frame. And I know it's a frame because it has this little sort of sky graphic inside of it. So what I'm going to do is just bring one out just like that. And now all I need to do to make this kind of crop inside of this is just take it and drag it inside of it. And there you have it. And now these guys are all together as one group. And now if I change my mind and I'd like to bring it inside of this shape, what I have to do is just drag this out and then right click on the original image and detach it so it's no longer part of that frame. And then very simply drag this guy inside here and then simply remove that. I'll go ahead and remove that, and then I love that so much more. So you can see how my frame is now sort of communicating things for me. And now let's go back to the original image, and I'm going to copy this by right clicking on the frame, choosing copy, coming back over to here, right clicking again. There it is. Now, if you are having any issues with your layering, if this guy is on top of that, very simply all we got to do is go back to position, and I'm going to go directly to my layers panel this time, and I'm going to move this image right above it, so therefore I can select it, resize it, move it around however I like. And let's just do one last thing, and that is going to be adjusting the background. Now, I am not going to use elements in this case. I'm going to go directly to the background color. So if I very simply just click anywhere on the edge of the canvas here, you're going to see how I get these options for color, for commenting, animation we're going to talk about in a little bit. But notice here's this little background color option, and I'm just going to make that black. And that looks a lot more interesting to me. But notice I did not have to draw out a shape to do that. It's actually embedded directly on the background. So if I go over here to position, and then I go over here to layer, you'll notice here that is that black background layer.